Okay, Friday, the 28th, I believe, right? Yep. 28th of February, last day of February. Thanks to my buddy Sean Swiss, aka Max Boosted Supra, aka Tony Klotz, aka the Lawnmower Man. He hooked me up a week later, but he tells me the e-box, because it's not GPS, but it is G-force. There's I forget, a gimbal type thing. I don't know. As I said in the last video, I don't have the user guide right now. He sent me the user guide for the e-box. I found the user guide PDF for the unit itself, and they're both going through the sky to my wife at work so she can print them, and yeah, we can get the info we need. We found out about our speedo real quickly by looking through the PDF. Let me turn it on. We'll give that a second. Our door blew open. See, when it cools off, when it was summertime, I had a hard time with this door shutting. I actually had to lift it. I think it's the door jamb swells and expands. So yeah, here we go. Let's move it around. This number right here is going to be your RPM. Plus you have the graph of RPM across the top. If you push this button once, it now becomes MPH. Watch. 7, 6, 7, 8 miles an hour, right? So what I was doing wrong was I needed to hit that button and turn RPM into mile per hour. Now it'll stay mile per hour until you come over here. I think you can change it back. No, I guess not. When you shut it off, it'll automatically go back to its default, which is TAC. See? And then you hit this once, and it turns into mile per hour. You keep your two temperatures, your mile per hour. You'll have your graph for RPM. And if this isn't a shift light, which I haven't gotten that far into the book yet, I'll just put a piece of, I got different colored pinstriping tape. And what I did on the Micron 2, I'd put a red one pointing to exhaust and a blue piece of tape pointing to water, so I knew just glancing down, I didn't have to do a heck of a lot of thinking while I'm driving. It's an awful lot to ask Big Daddy. I got more good news. After my morning bowel movement, I got on the scale, in my jammies, but on the scale, and I am into the 30s, man. I broke the barrier. I went from 262 today to 238. So I am super stoked. 238 is still big as a house, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm getting back to where I was before my heart surgery. And I know at 230, 235, whatever it was, I was fitting in a racing suit too. That's probably the weight I was driving Joe's cart the last time I drove a cart. The October test of 23, right? Because I didn't get a ride in the cart all of 24. So, man, I'm super stoked. And I've got all of March yet to continue taking the shots and lose the weight. So there's a good chance, you know, I knock another 5 pounds off and I could be right down at 230. Man, it's not where I want to be, obviously, but it's rough. It's rough. I mean, it's not cheap buying this injectable stuff without a doctor, without a prescription, without your insurance covering it. But you got to do what you got to do. Thanks to Dean Axe for hooking me up and telling me about his story and about how much weight he lost. He's been doing the shot for now a year and a half or maybe 2 years now. I don't know. It's been a while, but he was well over 300 pounds. And he got to about where I was, 260, and was back in a go-kart and came to Grattan, I think it was August, because everybody was sweating their hind parts off. So cool things are going on. We got we put the 10 degree above zero antifreeze in it. So we've got antifreeze. It's not sub-zero, but it's, you know, it's good enough. It'll be okay for us to get it to the track and it not freeze. We're full up. It is full of antifreeze. There's Chinese cap. You see it flowing through here, so it's flowing across, right? So you see that there. Let me turn the radio down, Bob, and you can hear this baby just humming away. Let's see where we're at. We started right at 3 o'clock, so we're 17 minutes in to our first battery run. Let's turn the Pink Floyd down. And you can hear it. You hear that? That's all it is. That's all you get. Yep, the motor end of it is warm. Well, it's room temperature. But you can feel, especially here, you can feel the vibration in the hose. You can hear it, obviously. So far so good. Everything's looking good. We'll go ahead and put the cap back on. And we're just going to run it. We're going to run it, and we'll we'd like to get, Daniel Barr said he was getting an hour and a half, I think, out of a 2200 amp hour battery. So we should, let's shoot for, we'll start at 45 minutes. 30 minutes is a race distance. So we'll probably check it at a half hour, and then we'll let it run some more. We'll check it at 45. We'll check it at an hour. We don't want to run it down past its low point, right? So tippy toe. We'll be checking it out as we go and taking notes. I think it's going to be fine. Just right now, seat of the pants. I don't know if it'll run an hour and a half, but I'm sure it'll be more than enough to start a race distance, warming it up and all that stuff, and then taking off and running a 28 or 30 minute race, however, 25 minute with a rolling start. I don't know what they do. And then making it back in with the pump still running at full speed. So there you go. We'll bring you some more as we come. We've got to unbolt the e-box, and there isn't really enough room to get it this way with these things pointing at you. So the speed and lateral G and all that stuff that I'm never going to use, but it might screw up the speedo if we don't get this in the right position. So we're going to have to move it. Going to work on that while we're testing our battery, and that's the wife calling. She's going to print that stuff up for us. We'll talk to you all soon. We'll bring you back in a bit.